Hey friends, it's Nicole, and I'm back with volume 3 of my family reunion scrapbook from 2018. If you haven't watched volume 1, volume 2, I give a little bit of kind of overview of these scrapbooks. Of course, you can just jump right in here, but if you have questions about some of the things, they might be answered in one of the other videos. So once again, we went ahead with the same title page concept. Different colors, different pictures, of course, but our same little hashtag and volume 3. In one of the earlier books, I talked about how the Wi-Fi in the house could not accommodate all of us and all our devices. And yet I have all these pictures of people playing on their phones. And probably the only reason you don't have a picture of me playing on my phone is because I was the one taking the pictures. But we managed okay without any Wi-Fi and no cell signal. You know, usually you're like, if I don't have Wi-Fi, that's all right. I have unlimited cell service. Other people have, we saved up our cell service. One of my sisters brought a Wi-Fi hotspot. None of it worked. We were in a dead zone and the Wi-Fi in the house just couldn't accommodate us, but we still managed to make it work. And the homeowners were very accommodating and actually let us have a free day of the boat rental, which is why we had the boat in the first album. I forgot to tell you about that. So this paper is from the Everyday Shades collection, which was the paper pack in the first quarter 2021 mystery box. I can't remember if they call it a mystery box or a secret box, but it's where once a quarter CM is coming out with where you purchase a box of products sight unseen, and then we all wait and open them together. And this was the Everyday Shades and had like the polka dots and this kind of fun chevron-y and some variegated stripes. I really like this one, and I hope that this is a paper line that we will see like for sale and with some other colors, because this was just kind of blue and green and yellow and this kind of brown. I think this was the yellow actually, but I would love to see this as a regular product. This actual layout, I think, was a virtual sketch from one of the virtual crops, probably the virtual crop where we opened these boxes. So I think that would have been March. Was it March that we had the first secret box? I can't keep up with when the secret boxes have come out. But with the virtual crop, we had this layout and I used this, but I put so many more pictures on it than the sketch called for that you can't even really see the layout underneath. But I think it still gives enough color, and you know what? It is done. And I think it's just a fun memory of that week. So these next couple pages are from my nephew's birthday. So his dad had a birthday a couple of days earlier, and now it was his birthday. And we did a piñata. And again, I was taking pictures. My sisters were taking pictures. My mom was taking pictures. So many pictures. And I had to put them all in. So, ordinarily you maybe wouldn't want to have 2 layouts of people hitting a piñata, but I've got lots of different kids and some fun pictures. So this is the party time paper. I'm not sure where I got the idea for this layout. I feel like I got it from somebody else. I think it was a single page layout and I then had to adapt it. So I'm kind of looking at it now, wishing that I would have just done the title here and then done a stripe in the opposite direction to do my journaling on, but you know what? It's done. And then here's the next part of it. I love these pictures right here because here's my nephew hitting the piñata and here's my mom right in the line of fire. And so we have 2 pictures of her. I don't think she got hit by the piñata, but I had to put both of these pictures in just because I put Look Out Nana, because it was just almost a disaster waiting to happen. And then of course, the kids with their fists full of candy after the piñata. So this was Bennett's birthday. I think that I got this layered border idea from somebody else online, maybe from the CM blog, but I adapted it with the Party Time Bright and the colors that I wanted for my layout, which were the red, the gold, and the navy, kind of based on Bennett's Spider-Man shirt, and just the coloration of the pictures indoor incandescent lighting. They were a little bit yellow. This little strip on the border is one of my favorites. It's actually from the what was it called, Dips and Diamonds. It's a retired border maker cartridge. Let's see, I should have probably I should have probably not stuck it down, but it actually doesn't look anything like this. But if you layer your, I didn't mean to do this, and probably I shouldn't have done it because now I'm having to rip this up, but okay, I'll do it for you. So this is what the Border Maker cartridge looks like with these little anchory things. But when you cover up all of that and just show this bottom little strip, it makes this cute little wavy line. So now I've just got to give a quick little tape, and nobody will ever know. Don't ever tell that I pulled that up to show you. And I just think that made a fun little swell border to go along this page. This one I also think might have been from a virtual crop. I found that working on a project like this was great for doing the virtual crop sketches because I wasn't really trying to keep things in order. And so I could, you know, if I needed something that was a double page or a single page, I could use that. The paper in here is from my beloved Mermaid Cove paper pack. That was retired a couple of years ago. I bought several packs as it was going out, and I have been hoarding them. It's so hard for me to use it. I just love this paper pack. The title, little title block, I made this myself. I found the little canoe guy on Google Images and then put it together in Make the Cut and cut it with my silhouette. And I talked about that in the earlier videos, how I kind of got forced into making fancy titles because I purchased a few and then I just had to do all of them the rest. So some of the kids went into Atlanta to visit the LDS temple in there. I think this one actually is the was the All My Love project recipe. And you can see I adapted a little bit because it had this layout and I changed it up a little bit. But I really love the All My Love paper for kind of serious layouts. I love the colors. I think it goes great with brick. It goes with outdoor, you know, kind of a little bit more formal. And then this is the Infinity Chain. So this is the All My Love project recipe. This one is, the older kids were doing the temple trip. Some of the other kids went to there's a Legoland Discovery Center, I guess, in Atlanta. This paper is the Creative Memories Essentials Accent Pack. And it had a sheet that was all these polka dots with foil. I guess you can kind of see the foil shimmer. But I cut them apart into little rectangles so that they would look like Legos. And I think it turned out great. I'm so thrilled with how these little Legos turned out. The title I did buy from Just Add Photos at a Retreat. And here's a little peekaboo pocket just because I needed to add an extra, a couple extra pictures, more than I could fit. I love to put my peekaboo pockets on the end, especially on the inside edge, although I can do them on the outside edge. You can see these don't have page protectors on them yet. So when I go to slide the page protector on here, I'll just flip this out of the way, slide my page protector on, and then I can flip this over the top so that everything is protected. But if you have any more of this Essentials accent paper, it is sold out. But it was around for a long time. And so if you have some of it, makes great Legos. So this is one of the other papers, or two of the other papers in the pack, but this is one of the others that had the little silver foil accents in it. And I think it, you know, just kind of went together. I did not journal this. I did not go on this trip. It was my brother and his wife, and they kind of handled this. And so I'm going to talk to him and figure out what we want to journal because I don't really know anything that's going on in any of these pictures. So back at the lake house, we did a fire pit. I purchased this title after I had created this layout, and I don't really like it turned at an angle, but I couldn't make it fit without covering somebody's head or having to move my photos. And so I thought, you know what? The photos are what I care about. And I just angled my title a little bit. This background is actually from the S'mores paper pack from CM. These are like little matchsticks, and this is little tree branches and then the gingham. And I thought it turned out really cute. And I use it for both of these layouts. This one I used a different, instead of the trees, I put like the darker night because this was the after dark. And then these are again titles from that Just Add Photos title lady. And I think she actually gets some of her designs. She purchases them from other designers. I think Miss Kate Cuttables, who I've talked about before, might be the actual designer of these, but I did purchase them already made from Just Add Photos. So we just ended up with these fun pictures of bowls, kids wearing bowls as hats, and I just thought I wanted to put them in. So I just kind of found a bowl online and cut it and made a little silly title and did the Bowl Me Over. My husband and I did celebrate our 32nd wedding anniversary at the family reunion, and so I included that in here. That's usually something that goes in our family album, but this time it went in the family reunion album. This is with the boho escape papers, which I really like. They kind of sort of almost go with my little sunflower dress I was wearing that day. This is some more of that paper that I talked about that I don't like, that heart and soul paper. It was very hard for me to use. These aren't really colors that I scrapbook a lot with, but I chose to use them for anything that was just about the rental house. This was actually a layout idea I got from a Zoom crop that I was on, and I just was able to modify it to work with these kind of boring pictures of just us sitting around. But I wanted to talk about this night that we sat around and had my parents tell us stories. And unfortunately, I don't really remember exactly who they talked about, which of our ancestors, but if they remember, I'm going to try and write that in here after our next reunion. But, you know, pictures of the family sitting around, all of us, all 30 something of us gathered in that one big living room. All right, so now we're back to the Electric Summer papers. I think maybe if you've been following along, maybe you're starting to see a pattern that we're back to the pool. All the pool pictures in this whole album, I used Electric Summer for. I think this was a Noreen Smith sketch, actually. But she had 2 4x6s and then 2 4x6s here. Anyway, so it started as a Noreen Smith sketch, and I totally made it my own, but I still love it. One of my crop friends that comes to my crops, I was trying to figure out something I could do as a title that would go along with this frog. And she suggested Frog Days of Summer, and I just love it. So I created this layered title. I think, again, this is probably from Miss Kate Cuttables, The Frog, but then I put the words and stuff on together and used the Electric Summer paper, which I adore, and I'm so sad it's gone, and I'm so sad I've used up almost all that I had left. So more just pool pictures with the frog. I could have probably done an entire album just of pool pictures, so I did try to kind of divide them up somehow, and these I divided up by the pictures that had the frog. You know, when you're on a Facebook or a website and it says, which of these pictures has a traffic light or something in it? That would be my quiz for any robots. Which of these has a blow-up frog in it? The only store that was close to where we were staying was Walmart, and one of the days somebody got the idea to buy all these little white bandanas and a bunch of fabric markers, and I just have pictures of the kids coloring the fabric markers, and I asked my sisters. I couldn't come up with any kind of a catchy title, and so I asked my sisters in our family group chat, and one of them suggested Bandanarama, and I like it, except I think I might have spelled bandana wrong, but don't tell anyone. All right, so here's some more pool pictures with that same Electric Summer, a little bit less, but these were all the little squirt guns. And again, a title that I created by finding a picture online and combining it with titles. So this next page is probably one of my favorite layouts, maybe ever. And I've just lost the name of this paper pack. This was a CM paper pack from a couple of years ago, and it had these little ice cream papers in it, and I've hung on to it because I knew that sometime I was going to have a pictures of ice cream or the ice cream truck or something, and so it worked out so well with all these popsicle pictures. And then I just cut kind of rectangles. I used the custom cutting system to round the top. I just did a half a circle, and then I corner rounded the bottom and just did a stick, and again corner rounded both sides to make this stick. I can't believe I can't remember the name of this paper pack. Drat. Anyway, this was from several years ago. maybe 3 or 4 years ago. That's probably why I'm drawing a blank about the name of this paper pack. I loved it. I loved the bright, vibrant colors that were in it. And again, when I'm sad that I've used up almost all of it, but happy that CM keeps coming out with cute summer collections. Because there was a piano, because we have a very musical family, we did a kind of a talent show night where the kids could, you know, do what they wanted, whether it was singing or rapping or dancing or playing the cello or the violin, guitar. This is the All My Love paper pack. I've used it a few times already, but it is the National Scrapbook Day 2021 project recipe. So if you participated in something and got that project recipe, I think it is still available on the website. It's kind of a shamrock theme, but the project recipe that came with this year's kit is what I used with the All My Love paper, and I think it turned out great. Those project recipes are professionally designed by people like that know what they're doing, and they're very visually pleasing. And the second page is also from that same project recipe, and I love the way that it turned out, and I think looks great with these, you know, the browns and grays, just with the piano and the cello and the violin. So that's All My Love paper with the 2021 National Scrapbook Day project recipe. So we had a little bit of wildlife here. I ended up with a bunch of pictures of these butterflies. I know that these are dragonflies. This border is one that we did at my in-person National Scrapbook Day. And I believe that I've done a video of how to use one of the circle punches to make a straight border. So if I remember, I'll try to link that in the comments. Not sure if I'll be able to do that because I'm going to be on the road when this is posted, but I will do my best to get that in the comments at some point in the future. But if you search through my old videos, it would only be from a couple months ago. So using a circle punch on a straight border. Here we go again with a kitchen layout. If you saw the one a couple videos ago, it's that same thing with the dine punch, that same artwork that I found online, and a plaid. And again, just more pictures in the kitchen, and there's even more pictures coming up. This was a fun page to do. Anytime that there was thunder, of course, we made the kids get out of the pool, and they hated that. But I had these fun pictures one day while they were running back and forth kind of from the pool house to the covered porch while it rained and they couldn't play. And I had this font, probably from dafont.com, that was raindrops. And then the paper in the background, the raindrop paper, is from the Playtime project recipe. So I used that in the last book with the swing and the seesaw page, and then I was able to use the other pieces here for these, you know, rain, rain, go away pages, because that's what we were saying. And then at the end, after the storm, we had this rainbow, and Allie loves rainbows, so it was fun to have the rainbow pictures and have her in it. And then this is a Miss Kate cuttable rainbow, and I put my own title over the top of that. And again, with the Playtime project recipe, which just so happily has not only the raindrops, but the rainbow. So nearing the end of this book, the sunset on the lake was beautiful. And one night we went out and just a few of us took some pictures. I had so many versions of these same pictures. It was very hard to narrow it down and not put every sunset picture, but I limited myself to 3 that didn't have people in them. And then, you know, this is me and my oldest daughter, and then my parents. And this is my daughter Katie, taking this picture of my parents, which I thought was fun. And my mom taking probably one of these pictures. So I just did a little border down here at the bottom. This might have been that same paper pack, that Everyday Shades that was from the mystery box. And then this is the platinum shimmer and the white shimmer with the cloud punch, the tree line border punch. And then I don't know how I cut this little swoop, because I don't think that is one of our, oh, you know what it's from? It was from the On the Road, the Cars little border maker cartridge. I punched out the cars and then I cut the cars off just to kind of do this little wavy line. I do a lot of my cropping at my rented crop venue, and so only my current punches live there and my old punches are at home, and so I have to make do kind of with what I have. But I think that turned out really cute, and I love the way this ombre paper in the background went so well with the sunset pages. So This is a funny page. The background paper is from Citrus Summer. This black and white polka dots, I know they're super obnoxious. This game is super obnoxious. It's called Chubby Bunny. And basically the object of the game is to stuff marshmallows in your mouth and then say the words Chubby Bunny. And see how many marshmallows you can put in and still like manage to articulate the words Chubby Bunny. It's totally hysterical, lots of fun, and the pictures just don't do it justice. But I just think it turned out great. I actually had to create the little bunny myself by drawing some circles and creating the ears, but I have sent in a product suggestion to Creative Memories that we need a bunny punch. I actually sent a picture of this layout to show what I was talking about, and I said we need like the Peeps bunny and not like a actual bunny sitting on its side. We need this fun bunny. So if we see that, I just want to throw that out there that this is why. This layout is what prompted me to request for that bunny punch. And then the last one, I just had a picture of the girls looking out the back window at the rain. And I thought that was such a sweet, sweet picture that I went and took this. And only later did I discover that right before this picture was taken, they had taken these funny selfies of themselves. But this is that same Everyday Shades paper that had kind of, I think that's two pieces. The top is the ombre and the bottom is the little stripe. Okay, so there we go. Volume 3 of what is a 4-volume scrapbook, and I am spacing these out every few days. To keep you with something to watch while I am traveling to the 2021 version of this same family reunion, but also so that you don't have to sit and watch 2 hours of video all at the same time. So I'll be back with volume 4 in a couple of days, and hopefully you will enjoy looking at those as much as I've enjoyed showing them to you.